Welcome back, everybody. This past weekend I picked up this little toolbox at a local flea market. I think it says Simonson. I'll assume that's the brand. It looks like it's just a sticker on here. I thought the box was pretty cool. Had this sort of like little ribbing in it, and just kind of had a neat look. This person didn't really have much for tools. This was basically their only tool related item, and I bought it for one thing inside the box. Looked like they had just put a bunch of random stuff together and brought it with them. I paid $25 with the box and the contents. So let's see what I got. So starting off with the tray, there's 2 rolls of black electrical tape, battery terminal cleaner. Thought this was kind of interesting. The original cost was $1.29. Just kind of neat to find stuff that still has the packaging with it when it's something that's fairly old. I had this screwdriver in here. Not sure on who the brand is. There's a part number I see on it, 7382, manufactured USA. Nowhere else on the handle or the shank do I see any sort of markings. Also found this, I believe it's pronounced Castar. Made in the USA. I believe it's made out of either Racine or Kenosha, Wisconsin. I believe that's currently the Lang company. They make a number of different types of tools. So this is a thickness gauge or feeler gauge, whatever you like to call it. Now I did buy this box for one item, but I also found this interesting. At first I didn't realize what it was. I mean, I obviously realized it's a pocket knife, but it just said the Master's Choice. I flipped it around and it said Snap-on 60th anniversary. On the back of one blade it does say 1920 to 1980. And then on the other side of the blade it says limited edition, one of 20,000. Blades have a little bit of surface corrosion, but otherwise, overall it's in very good shape. Next out of the box it had this Husky 1/4 inch drive, round head, thumb wheel drive ratchet. I thought this was going to say made in the USA, but I don't see a country anywhere on it, so I'm guessing it's Taiwan. Next up is a tool that I don't recognize. I do see it's made by Apex. I don't know if this is the full tool or if it's missing something. It's spring loaded. It reminded me of like a valve adjuster tool at first. It has like a big flat tip that comes out. But this sleeve does not have like a hex end in it. Would not grab onto like a bolt. So I'm not sure what this one is. They had a few more things in there made by Apex. I think this just has a pin lock in it. 3/8 swivel on a 3/8 extension. I don't think this is considered one full tool. I think it's 2 individuals. I think it just has a pin lock, and so that's why it's connected. Kind of a neat tool though. This one is connected. Another Apex tool. Has a swivel. It's like a swivel extension. I'm curious if this was sold for a single job type of tool or if this was part of a set. And then the last piece here is another 10mm. Seems to have a 3/8 drive on the female end. Looks like it drops down to a 1/4 inch. And I don't believe that this socket is part of the extension. I think again it has another pin lock in the hole that would make it 2 separate pieces. I thought those 3 pieces were just kind of cool. Last thing out of the top is this Archer, not driver set. Looks like it was barely ever used. Although there is some corrosion on the shaft of this one anyway. I do believe Archer was a Radio Shack brand. You can see they were made in Taiwan. I'm sure Archer just rebranded this set. Doubt they made it. And I don't know if Archer was exclusive to Radio Shack, but I believe they were. Part of the attraction to the box was actually just that it still had this tray in it, so happy to have that. Starting off the bottom, we have a very used and crusty wire brush. What I believe to be a gas shut-off wrench, although I do believe it's missing like a socket that would go on the end of it here. Well, I don't even know if I would consider it a socket. I think it's just a piece that would slide over this one and then slide over the piece that you're trying to go over on your shut-off valve. I believe that's what this is. It's marked on the end of here, Delavan. Also has this little ball peen in there. Oh, I guess this is about an 8 ounce. Looked over the head pretty close. I don't see any sort of marking. I do like the look of it though, I guess just patina from the years of use and age it has on it. Next out of the box they have this little clamp, branded Craftsman. I would say it's about 2 to 2.5 inches. I'm guessing this is a pretty old clamp. It says malleable on the back. It is marked USA. And the next thing they had in there was a sawtooth set. Do see it is made in the USA. Can't quite make out the name. I think it's spelled Morrills or LIS. I'm not sure. And there was a little one-hander, 8-inch. This is a spring-loaded wrench. I did see it's made in Germany, so that's kind of interesting. Next up is a lineman's pliers. It is a part number 1950 Utica. It is a little rusty, but I think it would clean up very well. Next up is the reason why I bought this box. I saw this ratchet in there and I just kind of had to have it. It's an old Blackhawk, 49977 Blackhawk. I have no idea what year this is from. This is one of those two-piece. It's like riveted together. Basically like don't ever service it, but they probably made well enough you never really have to. I'm a bit of a ratchet collector, so this one will be going to the collection. There was also this Fuller tongue and groove pliers. This one is made in Japan. And next out of there is an Imperial Ratchet. It's a 4-point box ratchet. I'm going to say this is probably for refrigeration. I don't know that for sure. That's my best guess. They also had another piece from the apex in the bottom. This is kind of an interesting setup. It's a 1/2-inch drive. It's a 1/2-inch socket. The socket is mounted to the extension. I don't know, again, if this just had like a one-purpose job or if this was something that came in a set with other sizes. Last thing out of the box is going to be this Craftsman Professional Autolock. I would basically equate this to a locking robo-grip. Don't have a clue if they worked very well. I might throw it in one of my boxes in case of emergency. So there wasn't a lot in there, but it was still a fun little find. Really like that ratchet. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.